All right, guys. Welcome back to Shay Renee Online, where we discuss food, fitness, and reality tea. Okay, so let's talk about Below Deck Med. Okay, now if you are new here, I want to remind people that I've been here before and show our new people how we gets down. Okay, this is just my raggedy ass opinion, and anything that I say is just what I say. It doesn't hold any weights. Okay, so let me remind y'all real quick.
Good for me. That's my opinion! Don't you get it? Why can't anybody have an opinion but you?
And I yell.
Do you not
How
get
do
it?
you know what's
That's
good
my
for
opinion.
me?
All right, so now that we've gotten that out of the way, this episode, Below Deck, Season 6, Episode 9, Brews, Stews, and Management Blues. Okay, let me just tell y'all, can we just fire Lexi already? I mean, Katie is walking on eggshells like no other around this girl. And I don't even understand how she can even do her job properly because she's every single move that she makes, she's so worried about Lexi and how Lexi's going to react and how Lexi thinks things are going to go. And I'm just like, is Lexi the boss or you, girl? Like, I don't understand. But anyway, moving right along. The episode starts with the guest comes to Katie and lets Katie know that Lexi left cleaners in their room and she didn't put towels in there. So Katie calls Lexi to fix it. So she sends Lexi to the cabin to tell her, listen, get the cleaners out of there, put some towels in there, take care of the guests. Okay. So here's just the start of Lexi just not doing any work. Okay. She don't really like to be like doing the third stew chores or whatever that job is where she's on the lower deck. She's not upstairs with the guests like she normally is. And she just doesn't like to do anything unless it has to do with the guests. Okay. Even though she's very good with the guests and she is a second stew, Katie has it where they rotate every charter to make sure that both of them gets the experience of handling the guests, which I think is a good thing because that way you're not totally like pummeling one person and there's balance, and then that keeps the morale going, which I don't know how the morale is doing because Katie's scared shitless of Lexi. But moving right along. So Katie sits down to eat, and Lexi is on her phone and eating as well. Which it felt like while and Lexi were sitting there, that Lexi was just like looking at Katie, like hoping for Katie to be bothered that she was sitting there and not talking to her. But Katie is just so busy; her mind is like running 50 miles per minute. 150 miles per minute rather. That she forgets that it's her mom's birthday. So she runs out of there in haste to go and text her mom and tell her, hey, mom, sorry, I hope I, didn't bother you, but happy birthday, whatever the case may be. I'm working, but I will call you later. Okay. So after she goes and texts her mom, then she gets back to the guests. So the guests are enjoying the toys outside, and Matt is preparing the food for the Oktoberfest meal that everyone that the guests requested when they first got on the boat. And while everyone else is doing their part to prepare the boat and everything like that, Katie is getting ready to prepare for the last service with these guests because this is going to be the last dinner and then tomorrow's breakfast, and then they're going to get off the boat. Okay. So the guests come back to their rooms to see. One of the guests goes back to the room talking about that room that Lexi was supposed to get the cleaners out of. And she finds that the cleaners are still in her room. So she puts them in the hallway. So Lexi sees the cleaners in a hall and goes into the guest cabin without knocking on the door because I guess she was in there cleaning up. So she left the cleaners in there, or maybe she forgot she didn't take them out of there earlier. I don't know what was going on, but she goes in there and she happens to see the damn guest naked. I'm like, oh my God. That is so embarrassing. Like, why wouldn't you knock on the door first? You knew that you had the cleaners in there. Then you see them in the hallway. I don't know what was going on there. Did she think somebody else left them in the hallway? Or, I mean, you the one cleaning the cabin. So I don't understand what was going on there. And then she had the nerve to say the lady had a nice ass child. Oh, Lexi. So moving right along. The guests, they scream. She leave out. Say the lady got a nice butt and they move on. So Z lets the air out of the slide. The guest tells another guest about Lexi seeing the guest that Lexi saw naked comes upstairs and tells her little friend, Lexi came in the room and she saw me naked. And she seems like they seem to be laughing it off, but it's very unprofessional. Like, Lexi, you are an experienced stew at this point. You know better than to just be walking in somebody's cabin. That's just like somebody not knocking on the door when they're going into somebody's hotel room. Like, you just walking in, you liable to see anything. You might see me ass up, face down, whatever. You don't know what I got going on. So you may want to knock on the door before you just be walking up in somebody's cabin. I'm just saying. So anyway, the they go into Matt talking about his culinary skills and how he got them. So apparently Matt dropped out of high school because a teacher told him that he was never going to amount to anything. So his parents supported him and he traveled the world learning how to improve his culinary skills and really just become the great chef that he is now. And he finds that this is what his life's journey is, and he finds it very enjoyable. And the guests are really enjoying Matt's food. Like, Matt's food, honestly, is really what's saving this entire trip, because Lexi is really killing the vibe the way she keeps on forgetting things for the guests. I didn't do a review on last week's episode because it was just a cluster. Okay, it really wasn't much to talk about. It was just filled with more of this, Lexi not doing what she's supposed to do, and really just Katie just walking on eggshells around Lexi. And I'm just like waiting for her to gain a backbone and just stop letting Lexi determine her level of service. Like, you got to move on, Katie. You cannot let Lexi determine how well you do at your job. You got to work around her, be assertive, and tell her who's the boss and show her who the boss is. Okay? So anyway, Malia asked Lloyd to lead the Oktoberfest festivities that the guests were requesting, because he was a former tour guide. So she was like, this is a natural born thing for you. You're going to make it really fun for them. So I really want you to take the reins on, getting all the activities and whatnot, interacting the most with the guests on this Oktoberfest stuff. And then the guest asked Katie if she ever takes a break, because she's always the one consistently around the guests, because the guests can see who's supposed to be doing what. Lexi apparently, previous episodes, she forgot the plates. She didn't have anything out there for the guests to eat breakfast with. She wasn't anywhere around when it was time to make juice for the guests and make their drinks and things. Like, she has just really been dropping the ball. She cannot multitask. And I think it's in part because she doesn't want to be on the lower deck. She doesn't think that it's worthy of her, and she just doesn't want to do the job. So that's just her way of rebelling. And I think she knows that Katie is being a bit of a puss and doesn't want to. She's really not going to give her the direction because Katie feels sorry for her and she's trying to help her. Captain Sandy then boosted her up, telling her, you gotta help Lexi. You gotta be her champion. Can't nobody champion bullshit, okay? If she's trash, she's trash. You can't shine shit. I'm just saying. So moving right along. The festivities are getting ready to happen. And, David is kind of talking about how he needs some uniforms for a certain level of service, but he only has one uniform left. And a lot of people talking about all these clothes they missing, child, because Lexi ain't even doing the daggone laundry right. She not cleaning the rooms right, child. She ain't washing their daggone clothes. So, Lexi, what is you doing? All I've seen her doing is texting on that daggone phone. And who she texting, I don't know. I hope she texting a life coach to tell her to get a daggone act together, because she crazy as all get up. That's all I got to say about that. So, as everyone gets dressed, into their outfits, they're tending to the guests, and Captain Sandy asks Katie about how things are going with Lexi. And then the film rolls in. These producers are so shady because it rolls into all the negative things that Lexi is doing, which is true. Like, she's really been messing up. And Lexi really justifies her behavior. And I think she's still utilizing the fact that, her dad passed away, which, again, my condolences to her dad. I pray that I don't have to experience that anytime soon, what it feels like to lose a parent. I don't wish that on anyone. But she's just kind of utilizing that as a way to just be a shitty individual. And I feel like if she really is not capable of doing her job because this is kind of interrupting her grieving process, she might want to consider going home. I'm just saying. So anyway, Katie points out that she's struggling with Lexi, and the captain asks if she needs help because they have a stewardess that's in quarantine that can come out and come on the boat and help, because apparently they're paying the stewardess anyway, and she's basically getting paid to do nothing. So, Captain Sandy is like, you say the word, I can bring her on. But here go Katie being scared to my, I don't know how that's going to affect the dynamic on the boat, and how is Lexi going to feel? Who gives a shit about what Lexi is feeling? Like, the captain is like, the deck team is getting 8 to 12 hours of sleep. I don't think you guys are getting 8 to 12. And Katie's like, I know damn well I ain't getting no damn 8. I ain't even getting 8 hours of sleep because I got to get up and do everything Lexi is not doing, because she's killing my vibe, me and Courtney. And Courtney, poor thing, she tries not to complain about Lexi, but I bet you if she knew she could slap the shit out of Lexi and get away with it, she probably would. Okay, because Lexi been getting under her little skin too, but she trying to be positive about it, and I see her for her efforts. So Katie says she wants to talk to Lexi about it and make sure she isn't going to make it harder for her if she adds someone else. So again, you're talking to Lexi about a decision that you should be making as the boss. Why do you care what Lexi? She the one not doing no damn work. Replace her. How about get rid of Lexi and just bring this girl on? But then I guess she want to see how the girl works before she just get rid of Lexi, because you could be going from bad to worse, child. So moving right along, everyone's having a great time with the guests. Everyone's dressed up in the Oktoberfest outfits, just having a good old time. And Lexi's downstairs saying the cabin. So they have flashes of all the guests saying, and the crew saying how much fun they're having, and this is just so great. Then they flash to Lexi downstairs being Debbie daggone down, or talking about the cabin smell like ass and just complaining about everything as she cleaning the bathrooms, child, and making the beds. So Courtney goes downstairs because Katie says, let's have Lexi come up and enjoy some of the fun too. Would you mind going down and, swapping out with her so that she can come up and have fun too? Here you go, Katie, catering to Lexi. And I'm just like, listen, it's Courtney's turn. Like, Lexi needs to do the cabins and be done with her. So Courtney goes down like a good sport. And she says, going up, Lexi, going upstairs and have a good time. It's fun. It's fun. Go upstairs. You'll love it. And Lexi refuses because in her confessional, she says she feels like it's unfair if she goes upstairs because she's already cleaned up the cabins. And then if she goes upstairs, now she's going to have to clean up behind them and the guests and all the things that they've done to have fun. So it's really not fun if she goes upstairs. That's more work for her. So she's already finished the cabins. So she want to keep her tail down there in the hole that she's built for herself and stay in it. So she ain't got to do no more damn work, which I find it hard to believe that Katie was even going to make her do any additional work. First of all, you ain't been doing the damn work you're supposed to be doing. Did you really clean the cabins right? Did you do it right? Which I'm pretty sure she did not. So anyway, she refuses to go upstairs. And that's that on that. So she stays down in the cabins. So David has a realization that him and Malia will never happen as he contemplates life and wanting a relationship. David, just because you want somebody doesn't mean that they have to want you. And I know you just really craving a relationship after your last relationship went bad, but you got it bad, sir. You gonna have to just, beat your meat and move on. Just that's what you need to do. Just find you a private moment and just going on, sir, because you're just real horny. That's all that is. So anyway, next scene. Courtney tells Katie that Lexi doesn't want to come up and have fun, and Katie worries that Lexi is isolating herself. So Katie asks Lexi to come to laundry and asks her how she's feeling because she's been very quiet. And Katie tells Lexi about the other stew, and it seems like Katie is like really scared and anxious, like she almost shaking as she's telling Lexi about it. And I'm like, damn, this girl really got you shook after that night that she went all crazy on everybody. So Katie just really is scared of Lexi. I don't understand why, because she is light work for real, for real. So anybody that got a brain in their head will know that she ain't nothing but a scarecrow. But anyway, Katie tells Lexi about the other stew and how they're paying her, and she's doing nothing. Like, she's really just trying to lay the groundwork for Lexi to not be angry, which who cares if she's angry or not. And, she doesn't want Lexi to think that she's bringing the girl on to replace her. And she explains she's worried about the dynamic. And Alexi assures her that bringing the new person in will not be a problem. She's happy to have extra hands. And I'm like, yeah, you should be happy to have extra hands because you ain't doing shit. I would be happy too. I'm like, you better be glad she ain't bringing her on to replace you, because that's what she really should be doing. Because you're not doing nothing but bringing everybody down, and everybody in the daggone crew walking on eggshells around your crazy behind. So Katie tells Courtney about the potential new girl and lets her know she wants to bring her in for help. So Courtney asks, just like Lexi did, what will be the girl's rank? Because I guess whatever their rank is determines what type of work you're going to be doing. So Courtney, I guess she's concerned because is technically considered the third stew right now. So she's thinking she's going to be in laundry and cleaning cabins for the rest of the daggone, charter season. So she's worried about what this girl is going to come in and what's her experience and what she's classified as. So, Katie assures her that she's going to keep her more down, which I don't know what that means. Maybe she's going to have the new girl coming in and doing more of the third stew type of job. I don't know what that means, but, Courtney seems concerned. Okay. And then she's a little more optimistic towards the end, like, yeah, it'll be great to have more help, but we only need more help because Lexi isn't doing her job. And Courtney throughout the season has been saying, it's just really messed up that Lexi seems to continue to be getting rewarded for her bad behavior. And I'm over here busting my tail, quiet as it's kept, being a good sport about all this stuff. But I'm going to need somebody to notice that she needs to be pulled in and handled. Okay. So I feel you, Courtney. Your day is going to come and everybody sees the hard work that you have put in, my lady. So, don't sweat the small stuff, which is Lexi. Hopefully you'll have more fun with the new girl and she'll take make it light work for you. So we'll see how that goes. So Matt gets dinner prepared as in the next scene, Matt gets dinner prepared as the guests begin to sit down to eat after the festivities. Katie tells Lexi to head to bed while the guests are eating dinner. And Z and Lloyd talk about the new girl coming on board because the new girl is going to be potentially in their bedroom. So Katie tells Matt about the potential new stew as well. And then the guests, so Matt says, okay, well, I guess we're going to have a new stew. And then I think they also talk about the new girl potentially being in the room with Matt as well. So I don't know. I think they ended up deciding that at the end of the episode, but I don't know. But she coming. So the guests come upstairs, they eat, and they're raving about Matt's food and praising him, and really how, Matt really is the saving grace of this whole daggone charter. He went from leaving every 5 minutes to now saving the day. So hopefully he continues to be like this for the rest of the season. So the guests go to bed, and Katie writes a list for Lexi in the morning to make sure she doesn't drop the ball again on breakfast and service like she has been throughout all the times that she's been upstairs in the last couple of charters. So Lexi's up for the morning shift, and the guests get up and walk around. They can't find anyone to provide them service because Lexi is downstairs doing the laundry when she was supposed to be upstairs waiting for the guests, which I don't understand why she downstairs doing laundry. And she should have waited until she had someone to relieve her upstairs. No, there were no guests upstairs when she went downstairs, but you need to stay upstairs and keep. I know that, and I ain't worked on a boat in a day in my life. I would think common sense to tell you to stay upstairs, wait for the guests to get up there, and then go downstairs once you have help. So once you knew Katie is going to get up at a certain point, then you go downstairs and finish whatever laundry you have to do. Because clearly you missed out on doing whatever you needed to do the day before, but it looked like Courtney was down there handling a lot of the stuff that she needed to get done the night before. So I don't know what the hell Lexi got going on. She's just a train wreck, okay? So Katie comes upstairs and gets up and asks Lexi what's going on. She says there's no guest up there, but Katie comes upstairs to see the guests making their own drinks because Lexi wasn't giving them proper service. And since she was in laundry, then she wasn't able to see that the guests were upstairs. So the guests are annoyed and that they didn't get the proper service that they felt they should have gotten. So the guests sit down for breakfast and they yet again rave about Matthew's food. And the guests, as they get all that stuff together and they're getting ready to exit the boat because breakfast has concluded. And they chime in and tell Captain Sandy that, they had a really good time. The deck crew was really good. They enjoyed themselves. The food was amazing. And mind you, this is their second time being on the Below Deck show. And they had a really good time. However, the service was really really lacking on the interior. He was like, I literally had to make my own drink this morning. As business people, we will want someone to tell us if something's going on with our business, so I really want to share with you how our experience was, the good, bad, and the ugly, basically. So he keeps on saying how Matt really saved the day and the deck crew was good. But yeah, that having to make his own drinks and the service on the interior was just really unacceptable. So the guests leave and Katie goes to Captain Sandy after everybody meets, because Captain Sandy, they go and they do the she tells them to come inside for the tip meeting. So before the tip meeting, Katie goes to Captain Sandy because she's upset that the guests really pretty much pointed the finger at her for having bad service for her crew. And she says, bring the new girl on. She was like, as much as I feel like this is probably going to be a bad idea, I'd rather chance it at this point because I don't want any more bad complaints from guests. Because at this point, Katie, you can only do but for so much. You are only one person and you can't keep spreading yourself thin, covering up for Lexi because you feel bad for her. It's at this point, no more feeling bad. Okay. So the crew meets for the tip. Sandy addresses the complaint and really says, let's just call this constructive criticism. So Sandy tries to downplay it only because I feel like, I don't know, maybe she's scared of damn Lexi too. Who knows? But anyway, she lets everyone know the new stew will be coming on. And then Courtney feels like Lexi is getting away again with some more bad behavior. And it's unfair that they're doing all these things to make concessions for Lexi's lack of effort. So, I feel like Captain Sandy should have addressed Lexi's terrible service that she provided the guests and really pinpointed her, because she always pointing the finger when somebody don't do what they supposed to do. So why you can't pinpoint Lexi? Because she was the one that was dropping the ball on service. But Captain Sandy didn't do that. So anyway, Courtney and Malia chat about everybody winds down, and Courtney is doing yoga, and Malia comes upstairs. So they chat about Lexi a little bit, her shortcomings and how it's really affecting her. And they discuss how they hope the new girl coming in will be positive and helpful and not add to the drama. So then you see Lexi comes upstairs and Z, David, and Lloyd are in the hot tub and they invite her in. They have a little apprehension about inviting her because of how she acted the last time she was in that daggone hot tub. But they were like, you know what? We're going to try to give this little drunk girl a chance. Hopefully she don't come in here acting crazy. So she got in there. She acted like a civilized person. And she talked about how when she was younger, because of religion, she wasn't allowed to do a whole lot of things. And then when she grew up, she kind of, was wilding out a little bit. And that's that on that. Maybe that's why she was wilding out in that daggone pool. In the hot tub the first time, because she couldn't do very much when she was young. Who knows? But she crazy. I don't know what's her problem. So then David kind of has a flashback of a tragic event with a friend that had passed away. And he discusses how this event makes him really empathetic towards other people and it's like he wants to be somebody's saving grace. Let me tell you something, David. You can't be Captain Save-A-Ho for every daggone body. I understand that you're very loving and you seem to be very compassionate, but I keep thinking about this ex-girlfriend that basically, cheated on you in front of your face and acted like it wasn't nothing. You can't, nice guys, don't always finish last. Nice guys just need to learn how to be nice to the right people. That's how I feel. Lexi ain't the person to be nice to right now. She's trifling and she deserves for you guys to put her in exile from the way she treated everybody. I really commend everybody on the crew for being the bigger person, but I'm Patty Freddy and I would not be talking to her and I would make her feel very alone because of the way she treated everybody. I'm just saying. So kudos to y'all for being nice to Lexi's little Satan tragic behind. So the next morning, Katie talks to Lexi about the plates not being out and tells her that the thing she was lacking was portraying laziness, not a person that is really going through something. She is like, we've talked about this. I understand what's going on with you, but you are an experienced second stew and you should know better, basically. And all this stuff that you're doing, we've had this discussion too many times. So right now, the new girl is coming on. I'm basically stripping ranks from everybody. Ain't nobody the second or third stew. All y'all, all you, because it's the same. Okay. And I'm going to do whatever I want to do and utilize whoever the way I need to utilize them. Because apparently this new girl that's coming on, she has a lot of experience. She has deck experience. She's been a stewardess. She also has her captain's license. So this new girl is really not about no games. So Lexi is really, I think that Katie is really playing this correctly. She needs to see what the new girl's skills are, and that'll help her really basically grab her balls where it comes to Lexi, because I just feel like she just continues to let Lexi run all over her. And Lexi is not the boss, sis. Like, stop being scared of her. You the damn boss. Okay? And act like it. So she tells her that they will no longer have ranks anymore because her actions during the last charter were unacceptable for an experienced stew. Okay? So I saw all the flashes of what's to come in the new episodes, and it seems like the new girl is going to become a coming attraction in a positive way, hopefully, anyway. So we shall see. What y'all think? Do y'all think that, Lexi gonna be able to cut it? Is she gonna end up leaving? Is she gonna have another, negative escapade? And is the new girl really gonna be able to make it with the crew? And is Katie gonna grab her damn balls? Grab her imaginary balls and gain a backbone. Okay. Anyway, we'll see. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you'll know when I come back on with another review or exercise or food video. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.